Okay. Okay. Happy Saturday. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Good morning. So, I got a package on my porch today. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Good morning. I got a package on my porch today. So, I'm going to tell you some background about this here package. So, I did a video, did a post talking about signs and symbols as it relates to your spiritual team and how your spiritual team will show up for you and why those signs and symbols are important. And I specifically related them to the Orishas because, you know, a lot of times there's numbers, colors, and certain symbols that are associated with different Orisha. So I did the video and I started with Shango because it was the most recent emanation to show up in my physical reality. So, for those that did not see the video, actually, first let me say good morning. Hi, I am Ianifa Dania Faomi Shango. I am an Ifa priestess and spiritual awakening doula for the African American diaspora. And I had the pleasure of bending on Juneteenth on Monday here in Augusta. And one of the things haven't been bending doing like outside stuff often, so I'm still building up the things that I need for these events. So like recently I just got a sign which I really love, and so then I was like, okay, well, after this last event, having to transport my stuff from, let's say, I may have had to walk with a, you think like a big tote or something, maybe 3 blocks back and forth, lugging things solo. And so I said the next thing on my agenda, and it was just a passing comment, like it wasn't anything. I was just talking about the fact that I needed to invest in a wagon of some sort so I could like have something to pull my stuff, especially when I don't have people there that can help me. I don't have to worry about like my arms wanting to give out. And so on Monday, as my arms were trying to feel like, um, uh, I so since I have it for business, yes, I have a number. Um, so as I was trying to figure out like how I was going to get things done, I asked Shango. I was like, "Yo, can I borrow some of your strength to support me?" And it was really dope in how the manifestation showed up because several brothers came and showed up in various ways. Like I was carrying my chairs and the cooler to my car. And a dude was walking towards the festival and he was like, "Yo, do you want some help?" And I'm like, "Yo, I'm not turning it down. So um, can you, go ahead and he's like, "Well, let me get the cooler." I took the chairs, got to my car. I was like, "Yo, you want a bottle of water?" I got water in the cooler. I gave him some water and he was, cool with that. And so that was one. And by then I hadn't even asked Shango for help. I was just like, yeah. But the second hump of a walk was just like, my arms are burning and I just want to borrow some strength. So when I got ready to move the table, what I heard, like, and I didn't see him walk up on me. I just heard him at first. And he was like, "Yo, where the man at?" And I turned around and this guy dressed in red. And so for those of you who do not know, and especially in the diaspora, Shango is associated with red and white. So this dude dressed in red, and he's like, "You didn't see me over there dancing?" Oh, thank you. We had an art festival here in town, and a teenager is actually who drew that, who painted that. She had several paintings out there, and I looked at it and I'm like, this isn't. Alien chick with a giant third eye and an afro and waist beads on. Clearly, you painted me. I must have her. I'm absolutely must have her. So yeah, I absolutely love it. Yes, 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 yes. I can see that too. I can see that too. So this dude, he comes up and he said he had been dancing and he had a lot of energy and it was like, give me the table. So I'm like, okay, all right. So he gives me the table. I give him the table and he trash talks the whole time. But he carries, I mean, to give y'all like a reference for those of you who are like in the city. So my table was set up at like just before 8th Street, but I was parked on the other side of 10th, like just past 10th Street. So that way you can have a reference on how far I had been walking back and forth to carry items. So I was like, by the time he saw me, I had no arms. They were there, they were present, they were physically attached to my body, but no, sis had no arms. So when I did the video the other day, I was just saying, it's a learning experience. As I continue to do it, I'll learn more about what I need. Like I know I need a bigger table because thank you for the gifts for sticking away. The garland headpiece. I love that. Thank you. Who's that? Intuitive Becky. Thank you. I know, like, I gotta see if she's still on Instagram so I can reshare that post. But so one of my followers, and he knows who he is. So the last time I went live, I talked about veiling, and I said that it came up for me in an Odoo that if I felt called, I should wear something white on my head periodically. And I was like, I don't want to wear head wraps like that's my style. It's not. Like every once in a while, okay, cool, a headband is something, but in the grander scheme of things, Ashay. Damn, I said hello. In the grander scheme of things, that's not my thing. That's why you never see me with them on. One, I don't always feel called to veil, and two, if I did, it wouldn't be that. It would be a hat. And so the last video, last live I did, I was, just, talking, and I said I would wear more hats, but my head big. My head was already big before the locks. Now that I've got locks, my head is like it's extra. I wore 7 5/8 with no locks. So if you could just imagine now, hold on, because you can't, for those of you who are like how much more space I need in a hat in order to get a hat that fits on my head. Like I don't want it to sit up here. I want to be able to like put my head, I want it on my head. So one of my followers, who is like so kind and so generous, sent me a hat. So now, because I said I needed a wagon, comments on the video. I love hats though. I really love hats. And my noggin is heavy anyway. I'm kind of just used to the weight of my whole head. So like carrying this here on its own is just, yeah. But I was like, I want a hat. And I really wanted a fitted hat. Like I have not had a fitted hat in a really long time. Like it's been years since I had a fitted hat. So if y'all haven't seen it yet, y'all got to like put some white hearts or something if y'all want to see it. He bought me a white Yankee fitted. That thing is so crisp and so clean. I don't even know what to do with my life. Like I don't even want to wear white like that, but I need like the crispest white outfit to go out in just to wear this hat. Like the crispest white outfits. I need some new white Nike Forces. I need the crispiest, like this is a brand new white. So it's like, I can't wear just any white with this hat. I need crispy white to wear with this hat. I'm like, oh my God. Like it took everything I had in me to not like cry. And for me in my own journey, I am learning to stand more in my energy of receptivity, in my Empress energy, and being open to receive. And for me, my spiritual team is always telling me to stop doing things for free. And things like this where it's live and things like that. It is me giving, but I'm still doing it in a lot of respects for free. Like you don't have to pay to join the live or anything like that unless it's something I'm doing for Patreon. It's still free. And so, but I still feel called to do it. And what I got once in an Odoo was that what would happen is I would receive as forms of appreciation. Like it wouldn't always be like wealth and things like that. Like people would give me gifts and things that I needed to show their appreciation. Because I'll be honest, I wanted to tell him, like, what do I need to do? Do you need a reading? Like, what do I like? It was just hard for me to accept. And this is only coming to me this morning that he's been coming to my lives, like almost always. If I go live, 9 times out of 10, he's present. Whether it's on TikTok, he's recently been joined my YouTube channel. Y'all should join my YouTube channel because I'm trying to get to 500 on YouTube because then I can monetize. Y'all should join my YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. But I couldn't see it. And so I've been in this space now of learning how to be open to receive, learning that, everything I do has value. Everything I do has like there's value in it. And whether I'm teaching something just to teach or haphazardly end up teaching something, there is value when I do things like this. And so if people want to show their appreciation, I should be open to it. Like he bought me a wagon, y'all. Look at this. He bought me a wagon. Like I have a wagon. I don't even know, like, I don't think I have adequate words. And I'm not crying on live today. I don't think I have adequate words. Even the other night, I did a summer solstice gathering. And I just asked for $10. Like I was like, $10, come over, celebrate the sun with me. And somebody invited their friend. And so she was going to make the donation on behalf of her friend, but her friend still felt called to tip me. And I didn't look at what she handed me. I just put it in my hand, stuck it in my bra. And yes, I'm one of those. Stuck it in my bra, and I was grateful. So after everybody leaves, I'm cleaning up, and we, you know how we do. We unload the bra, we unload the thing. Thank you. And I unload it, and it's like a 20, and I'm just like, oh, I love the origami dragon. Thank you so much for the crane. Thank you. That was so I was like, oh, this is like, again, emotionally moved. Why? Because I got bills, I got kids, we need food, we need all the things. So in the grander scheme of things, when I do things, yes, financial compensation is important. Me and the Most High consistently have this conversation. You haven't eradicated money yet. Like we don't live Star Trek. Star Trek is not here yet. So until it gets here, I need the funds to do the things. So I get that. But if you ask me if money was not a thing, would I still come on live and do this? If money was not a thing, would I still do divination? If money was not a thing, would I still read tarot? Yes, because those things are fun for me. Like it's not simply, it's fun for me. It's fulfilling for me emotionally and spiritually. Like I'm a spiritual awakening doula for the African American diaspora, specifically Generation X and millennials who are leaving organized religion and wanting to have a different, more aligned relationship with the creator. And I'm like, that right there, I would still do that. I would still do the work with the people in my community and helping them cultivate a spiritual practice that is rooted in self-love, that allows them to have this relationship with their creator, that doesn't feel like fear, that doesn't feel like being judged, that doesn't feel that way. I would still do that work. I still would do that work with myself, regardless if money existed or not. The fact that there's an energetic exchange for it now just says that what I do has value, but I would still do that work. And so I find myself in a space of, for people who know that I am almost Shango, and Shango is like that was that reluctant leader. And so the intention I set with the solstice is that I'm no longer the reluctant leader. I'm simply the leader. I'm simply the leader. I'm letting myself lead. I'm letting myself stand in that energy of leader. For my astrology folks who like the synchronicities, so Shango is associated with the planet of Uranus, so often associated with the sign of Aquarius. And I'm an Aquarius sun, Mars, and Mercury, all in my eighth house, which is why and my moon, which is what I'm emotionally invested in, what I'm attached to, sits in my 10th house, which is the house of my legacy and my career. So the need for me to lead, like that's like I have an Aries moon. That's my 10th house. I have an Aries 10th moon. I'm supposed to lead. That's what I'm supposed to do. In some shape, form, or capacity, I'm supposed to lead. And the way my sixth house is set up, I'm supposed to lead in my own thing, like not necessarily in somebody else's business. I could, but that's not where the energy is saying entrepreneur. But if you asked me years ago, what I would be doing if I was an entrepreneur, I wanted, and I still enjoy doing this, which is probably why I enjoy ritual so much. But I said I want to do event coordination. I love doing event coordination. I love planning and organizing events. And chances are I would be the bartender at all those events. Even though I do not drink, I know that probably sounds weird to my folks that do. I do not drink, but I am behind the bar. Like you do not like you just let me do what I do. Like don't ask me for just make me something. And I don't know why, but I can just make you something. And I'll be like, here, drink that. And you're like, is it good? I made it. That's how I feel about it. Like to this day, to this day, my mother also doesn't drink, but for her birthday, yes, I love creating. Like love creating. Like this Elekes is the one I got from initiation when I crowned Yemoja. So this one my Ielode made. This one I made. This one I made, and I made all my days. I like creating. Whether it is creating in a food space. Like it made me so happy for me to make a salad for dinner, and give it to my significant other. And I took it to, dropped it off. And the next time I saw him in person, he's like, can we talk about the salad? And I'm like, what's a salad? But he's like, we want to talk. He's like, can we run that back? Can we run that salad back? Like, what did you do to the salad? I don't know. Whatever I was feeling in the moment, I did to the salad. Like I just put it together. I'm always humming or singing or something like that. I just enjoy creating. And so being able to be in that space, but as a kid, if you told it, like my inner child, this is also inner child healing, because inner child, we did not like the standing in front of the room, standing in front of the people and talking. You want me to like it? I only answered questions in class most of the time because I also hated really awkward silence. It was like one of the two. It was either I answered the question because I generally knew the answer, or sit there and listen to the silence, and that be even worse for me. So that's why I would answer questions. It had nothing to do with me wanting to be. No, I just wanted somebody to say something, and it would also irritate me. It would absolutely irritate me. Yeah, just inbox me the link. I'll check out your content. I will check that out. It would irritate me. As like advanced chemistry, my advanced chemistry teacher used to give us the answers. Like I don't know how many people didn't pay attention, but like the day before test, she would always do a review. And the review was literally the exam. Like I'm an Aquarius, I can see patterns, and I realized she was giving us the test the day before the test. I didn't study. And that probably sounds crazy. Like advanced chemistry, I did not study. I didn't study. I took really good notes in class and listened to her the day before the test. And I would screw up the curve. Yes. I would when I say I would throw the curve in my advanced chemistry class, it wasn't intentional though, but I'm like, yo, y'all not listening? Y'all didn't hear what she said? She already told us. She told us the answer. You ain't hear it? No, I'm the only one that heard the answer. So listening to that, especially growing up, I had a mild stutter and a lisp. My lisp isn't as bad anymore. Shouts out to getting your tongue pierced and trying to hide it. Like for those of you who have a lisp, like if you're into piercings, getting my tongue pierced and hiding it for a while is the reason my lisp is not as bad as it was, because I had to hold my tongue in my mouth. I had to hold my tongue in my mouth so people couldn't see it because I was hiding it from my mom. um. Oh yes, 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 yes. I do the oils and I do baths. I was hand pouring candles, but I don't have the time to hand pour candles like I was. But one of my coworkers, when I was still working my corporate job, felt I was just idly talking about it. She wanted a money candle. And the day I made the money candle, like she hadn't even received it in her possession, but the day I finished it, she got a check in the mail. Like I really, 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 um, like I really love doing that. And it just came. I talk about like ancestral veneration and things like that, and how a lot of times, um, we have innate things that just are innately in us. And when I first started my conscious awakening journey, it was just like, okay, I think the first thing I ever made on my journey was a sweet jar. That was the first thing I ever made. And no one at that point had told me anything about hoodoo directly. You heard the things, but no one had talked to me about it directly. I only am just now in the last year or some change, well, probably this past year, as I've been going on this journey, my mother telling me about my grandmother, and her saying certain things that said, oh, sis was a root worker. Oh, like I didn't like. She may not have said it. I know she didn't say it like that to my mother, because my mother didn't say it like that. But she would say certain things, and I'm just like, oh. So when I made my first sweet jar, it went on. It was pure autopilot. Like I got the items and the things, and I set my working altar up. That was instinctual. I was like, okay, I have an ancestor altar, but this is something else. I'm just gonna make me another little working altar spot. Like that was just instinct. And setting up the space with the cards and all that good stuff, I just did it that way. And I just remember I timed it. Hi, good morning, Queen. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining. Y'all make sure y'all go follow Mama Sunfire for real. I have a funny Creole comment for you in a second. But I did it. I charged it, and I'm very, 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 very clairsentient, and that was the gift that I noticed when I first said, "Yo, I need a relationship with the Most High that doesn't feel like God hates me." That was the first gift I was consciously aware that manifested. I'm now more aware that I've always been clairvoyant. Thank you so much. Thank you. I received that. Thank you. I've always been clairvoyant. Apparently, I only like learning that now. I've always been clairvoyant, but clairsentient, that thing showed up. That thing showed up, and I grabbed a jar off the porch. I let it charge in the moon, grabbed it off the porch, and I almost hit the floor. And I'm like, yo, did I do that? Like, that's me? Oh, oh, oh. But again, I operated on instinct. Like, it was just like pure, like trusting my intuition and instinct. And for those who are especially new in their spiritual practice and things like that, like, I'm not so far removed, like, at all. I've never felt a way about spirituality. Like, I'm very fortunate in how I was raised. I was raised as an Israelite in the South, so we were already on the outside. I had a friend who was a Wiccan. I always Oh, sure. Just inbox me. I would absolutely love some time with you. Absolutely. I would be honored. Really, really freaking honored. um, and I never felt a disconnect. I always wanted to be a witch as a little kid. Like little kid me. Oh, she knew she was the most powerful witch in the world. That's what she knew. No one could tell her any different. And then even growing up after trauma and things like that, the one thing that stayed consistent every year, every year, um, I was a witch for Halloween. Every year. Every year. I have one too. Hold on. Where is she? I have one too. She sits in my pothos, but yep, I have a wand too. I had to get one. Even though I don't necessarily use it like that, the idea that I'd have a wand makes my inner child happy. The way and because I have a connection to dragons in my lineage, then I needed it's a dragon. It's like it's so dope. I had to have it. And you know, being able to tap into that inner child like energy. And when I know that when I'm at my best, when that's where I'm at, when I'm just sitting there in the free flow of things, like, okay, this is what I want to do. So like when you mentioned that creating, yes, I love creating ritual. I like creating ritual space. I like the setting it up. I like taking my practice and then seeing how I could take tradition and make it mine. How can I take tradition and make it mine? And what that's what I love about my relationship with Ifa and Orisha. It's like, okay, here's the tools, here's the structure. Now, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it to make it yours? And for me, even with my students, that's the thing. It's like, what am I going to do with it and make it mine? Like, this is how we did it, but how can you do this so that it aligns with you? So it manifests through you as you. So, like things like Oriki, which is like the songs and poems and the prayers that we sing to invoke certain energy, whether it's invoking the Orisha specifically, the ancestors, just good fortune, things like that, the way those manifest through me sometimes. Like I felt really called to write my own for like have one I wrote for Shango. I have one I wrote for Yemoja. I have one I wrote for Oshun. I have one I wrote for Oya. I have one I wrote for the Iyami. I have one I wrote for Arumila. I have Orikis that I wrote. I'm getting ready to write a new one specifically for the womb of creation. And it's like, well, why? One, because I like to write. I'm an Aquarius Mercury. I likes to write. My North Node is in the third house, the house of create, like writing. Like writing is a thing for me. If you could see the muses, you would see writing is a thing for me. But I can't listen to myself read any of them. And that's wild to me. That is absolutely wild to me. And I love that it's wild because one of the first intentions I set in this journey, not specifically Ifa or Risha, but just building a relationship with the creator, is I always want to be in a space of awe and wonderment and magic and appreciate. Like I want to always feel like this joint is so cool. I always want to feel like that. I always want to feel like, oh my God, that was so freaking cool. That's always how I want to feel is, oh my God, this is so freaking cool. And so when certain things happen, I'm like, yo, did I like the video? If y'all, I posted a video from Juneteenth where at the festival I invoked the ancestors. I invoked the ancestors and I was like, I tried not to listen to myself in the moment. So afterwards I went to look at it. I was like, no, no. It's on here. Yes, it's on here. It's on here. Maybe 3 or 4 videos back. And I can't listen to it because I know in that moment I was in oneness in that moment. Like and it was one of those things. I'm walking away. I said, "Ooh, I should have had somebody standing with me." I should have had somebody standing with me. I should have had somebody walking with me because it was a lot of people out there. And I called a lot of ancestors. And so then I was like, whoo. And then it makes me emotional. It's like, yo, you did that. You did that. And then I want to cry. You did that. And then I want to cry. So then I'm like, I can't watch myself. I can't. There's a video I have where I'm showing the elekes I made for Shango, and I'm doing the Shango Oriki in Yoruba. I can't watch it. I can't. Not if I want to stay here in my body. Because if I watch them, I'm gonna chuck the deuces. Like I'm out. And that still is so wild to me. Like, yo, like I can't listen to myself. I can't listen to my own self. Yes. Oh, I can't, like I am a Cancer rising. People that sometimes my physical body needs something to do with all the energy. And so I'm either gonna cry or I'm gonna laugh. And if you catch me crying, don't worry, I'm not sad. I'm not sad. I just need my body needs to do something. And general, especially if ancestors come through, I find that ancestors are really prone to making me cry. There's such love and just love. And also, especially with the people who are drawn to me are fairly new to ancestor veneration. So the idea, because if I do divination for you, or even just a regular reading, you are going to say the names of your ancestors. And I can tell when it's never happened before because the reaction to in both the person and me, what I'm like feeling it manifest, it's like no one has said our names like this before. No one said our names like this before. Even Monday, I felt really called to call the ancestors in the water. I felt called to call them because there's just something very specific for me about the ancestors in the ocean. And so I felt called to acknowledge them. I'm like, it's Juneteenth. I need to acknowledge the ancestors who didn't make it across the water, who are down there. And like the overwhelming feeling of no one talks to us. No one remembers that we're here. No one is ancestralizing and elevating us. And it was just like obvious. It was so obvious. And for me, like, yes. And I saw a video recently where it looked like someone had asked a question like, how do you know, like, when you're communicating with your ancestors, like, in the broad sense, in very broad terms, every single human is psychic. Every single human has, at minimum, one psychic gift: intuition. Intuition is a psychic gift. You can look it up in the dictionary. It literally says you are pulling the information from an unknown source. You are pulling information, responding to information that has no physical basis. That's what getting a psychic nudge is. Congratulations, you're all psychic. But then there is a psychic who, like myself, that's a medium, an oracle, or someone else who actually goes to the spiritual gym. That's what I call it. You go to the spiritual gym. You do spiritual gym work. So we purposely initiate actions that trigger our gifts to work and manifest. Ashe, I received that. Thank you. We purposely trigger your gift to manifest. This is what allows people to be Ashe, thank you so much. Thank you for watching it. You trigger it. You trigger your gift to manifest. If you don't trigger the gift to manifest, intuition's always going to be there, even if you ignore it. But like things like being able to sit still and perceive when spirit is speaking, your claircognizance. And the thing I said, I did a video once and I said, I can tell you how every psychic gift manifests in your everyday life and you don't know it. Clairsentience. Everyone knows somebody that says when their bones hurt, their hands hurt or something, their arthritis flares up, the weather's getting ready to change. That's clairsentience. It's just the ability to feel energy and know what that feeling means. That's clairsentience. That's clear feeling. Every person you know who has said something about feeling the weather, clairsentience is manifesting. when you go to a party or something, you go to a place and you're like, either this is the vibe right here. Energy, vibe, clairsentience. When you dream, you're dreaming and you're seeing images, those are visions. You're just not awake when you're having them. Those are visions you're having when you're dreaming. Clairvoyance. Clairvoyance doesn't simply manifest in your waking. Clairvoyance manifests in sight, period. So if you're seeing something while you're asleep, that is your clairvoyance. Your ability to tap in and to discern, is this my brain is cooling off dream, or am I genuinely getting a message? Everyone's done this. Like you sit there, oh, look, that I don't know what's going on in the general in the ethers, because yes, that new what just happened there? When did I start doing that kind of feeling? Oh yeah, that you are not alone. You are not like, what in the world? What's going on? What is happening right now? Yes, and it's loud. It's really, really. Do I need screws for this, bruh? This is yes. Yes. Ooh, not jumped. Like you know what? I'm in there. I'm going through. I'm going into it. I'm going. So it depends on you and the person. So this is what I'm going to say. This is how I feel about dream divination and interpretation. So this is without without reading or doing a divination. I'm going to give you just, for me, my own personal. One, is it the first time you've dreamt about this particular person? And is this person someone very close to you, or that you know, or there's some sort of energetic exchange between you and that person? Because sometimes your spiritual court will use faces of people that you know in order to get your attention. Example would be, I dream about my ex-girlfriend often. I dream about her often. I don't want to be back with her. I don't want to be back with her. That's not what it is. One of my guardian angels likes her face. One of my guardian angels likes her face. And so you have to be able to tell whether or not this person is a reflection of that person, if it's them, or if it's some part of your spiritual team using them to get your attention so that you remember everything happening around that individual. So you have to just trust your intuition, and whether or not you feel, is this dream about them or you? And that way you know, because it's not always like that. Like sometimes I can tell, or I'll have a really strong feeling. That makes sense. Because it's your mom. Like, you've been with her since she was in her mother's womb. So you're dreaming about her, and things going on in her life makes sense, especially if she's in a place where she may not be listening to her intuition. So the way to get her attention is through you. That makes complete sense to me, that would be something that would happen. So I would say sit with it. And if you feel really called, like if you feel like, overwhelming urge to tell her your dream, tell her. That's the way I feel about it. If I dream about somebody and I have the overwhelming urge to tell the person that I'm dreaming about, like I had a dream about them, I know it's for them. If I don't have that urge, that means somebody's just using their face. So pay attention to how you feel pulled and called in that regard. Pay attention to that. Oh yeah, I got a call. So as much as I want to stay and chat with y'all and try to fight with my wagon on camera, I got a client that needs me. So first I'm going to say it's early in the morning and I got 2K likes and I don't even know what to do with that information. So gratitude, but hold on, because y'all wanted to see my hat. So hold on. And yes, I still have it in the box. That's where I store it. I don't want nothing to happen to it. That's where I store it. I don't want nothing to happen to it. But this is the hat that he gave me. This is the hat that he gave me so that I can veil in my own style. This is the hat that he gave me. And I love it. Told y'all it was crispy. This thing is clean. Oh! Oh! Ooh. Ooh. He don't even know. I'm about to be a whole problem in these streets with this hat on. A whole, ain't it clean? That thing clean. Woo-hoo! So, thank y'all for the likes. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for sharing my live. I'll try to pop back on later after I take care of my client. Mama Sunfire, send me an inbox and we can set something up and talk and see what's going on. See what's going on with you. All right. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. Beautiful Saturday. And I will holler at y'all later. Take care. Bye. Go. Hello, Jaheem.
On Saturday.
Yes, it is Saturday.
It's therapy.
No therapy today.
Let's see. Where to go?
Huh? No, you can just, you're fine. Take those, just